Hi folks, Dean at OnlineToolReviews.com. Today we're looking at the Rite GRTMP16 mini air nailer. It's a pneumatic tool, so it requires compressed air to run. Let's have a look. I've opened this up before, but I think there was a manual that came with it, and you get just some oil and a little hex wrench there if you need to open up the tool via the hex wrench, via the hex screws there. The oil obviously is for the tool, so air tools, or most air tools, there are some oilless ones, but most air tools require lubrication oil, and all you need to do is put say 2 or 3 drops of oil directly into the connector there, and you do that before you use the tool at any time. So the start of a day, if you're going to be using it all day, 2 to 3 drops in the morning, and then add another 2 or 3 halfway through the day, and if you're using it constantly, then obviously make sure it's well lubricated. But if you're just using it for a couple jobs, just 2 or 3 drops every time you use it will keep all the internals lubricated, and when you hook up the compressed air to that and start using the tool, the pressure of that air forces all that lubrication right throughout the internals of the tool. So keep the tools well lubricated, and they'll last you a long time. But essentially what this does is it's like a hand hammer. So the nail will sit in here, so we'll have a nail sit in here. I probably should have got one before I started the video, but nonetheless we'll see that in the demonstration. And this has a magnetic tip, so it'll hold the nail into that little slot there into the driver, and as we go to nail something, essentially as we put pressure down onto the wood, this will just have like a jackhammer sort of action. It'll just go bang 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 as it drives the nail down, so it's sort of like a mini jackhammer for nails. And why you'd use one of these is essentially that they're best used when you don't, in tight spaces where you don't have room to swing a hammer. As you can see here, that as I hold the tool, we've only got that much space there that we need, plus obviously the length of the nail. So if you've got a fairly lengthy nail and you've only got this much space here to swing a hammer, it's going to be quite difficult. So if you can get your hand into the space and the nail fits, and you essentially just push on that, and it'll just drive that nail straight into the wood. These cost, I think this one was $35 US from Amazon. There'll be links in the description for this video if you want to grab your own. Quite a number of the other manufacturers make them. Bostitch, there was another one, I can't quite remember, but there's quite a number of pretty much similar or same design tools as this one around, all priced around the $35 mark. But these are really handy if you just want to drive some nails and you're not good at using a hammer. Hammering can be an acquired skill, and some people just find it difficult to do. But this thing, just go bang bang bang, and it's pretty good. You'll bend a few nails to start with once you get used to it, and obviously the full sort of round head nails are easier to drive as opposed to the sort of bullet type nails or the thin ones. But this will drive anything up to, I think it's 16D nails. So yeah, up to 16D nail. And it'll drive all sort of types. So unlike a dedicated nail gun that will only drive a specific sort of length and thickness nail with a specific sort of head type on it, this one will handle most nail types and sizes. So it's quite versatile in that regard. So let's go and find some wood and some nails and give it a go. Okay, so I've found a box of nails of various types, sizes, head types and thicknesses, which we'll try. We'll see how it goes with the Grip Rite mini palm nailer. Now you will need compressed air. I've just got 2 horsepower, 24 litre compressor, and I think the tool, most air tools will go up to 100-120 psi max, and usually have a fair operating range of 80 to 120 psi. So I have this compressor kicks in when it drops below 80, and I've got the regulator set at max around 120, a bit under psi. It doesn't use a lot of air, unlike an air grinder or a die grinder or a pneumatic shear or something like that. So it's kind of pulse air. So you don't need an overly large compressor to run it. A pancake compressor will do it okay, just probably cycle a bit more, but the tank capacity is obviously important. So we'll try this just on some pine. That's usually what it's used for, the air nailer, and we might even try it into that river red gum as well and see how it goes. Okay, we've just got a standard 2-inch galvanised nail here, full round head. Just pop that into the holder there. It's magnetic, so it grips it. All we need to do is locate that and then just push down, and the tool should do the rest of the work for us. It's quite loud, so hopefully you don't get deafened by it. But we'll just push down onto that and see how we go. It's that quick. Let's try another now. Okay, same 2-inch nail again. Just put that in the tool, and we'll go next to it. There we go. Okay, we'll try something bigger. Okay, oops, where are we? Not necessarily bigger, but this is a just a longer nail, more like 3-inch or so, 2.5, 3-inch. Just a smaller head on it than the others. Okay, you can see there that this certainly isn't a tool for fine hammering or fine finish work, because the actual driver on the tool does tend to indent the wood and leave a mark if you overdrive it. So it's ideal for framing and things like that, primarily, where you're not going to see the end result. But yeah, as I said, it's like a jackhammer, just goes straight through. Just trying to find a slightly smaller nail. Couldn't find much smaller one which didn't have a bullet head, which isn't terribly ideal. Like the driver in there sort of needs at least a decent sized head, but I've got this nice thicker old rusty nail. We'll see if it drives that for us. So just pop it in there, held in magnetically, and we'll drive it into the wood. So there it is, no problem at all. Let's try some on slightly thicker timber now. Okay, we've got that river red gum, very dense wood. This will be a challenge for the tool. I don't have my compressor plugged in either, so it's dropped down to about 100, a bit less than 100 psi. We'll see if we can get this nail through this dense timber. See what happens. Well, that might have been my fault, but I bent the nail. Let's try another one. This timber might be too dense without sort of pre-drilling for the nails, but I'll try and keep this one a bit straighter and see what happens. There you go. Well, I started off well on that one, just took it nice and easy, but gets to a certain point and that timber just gets too hard and that nail bends like a worm. Alright, as you can see, yeah, it's not going to, well, it will punch through, but obviously that wood is too thick for, probably for the gauge of the nail. But yeah, overall, you know, this tool is pretty handy. It's a specialised tool, it's not going to be for everyone. Like I said, it's designed for sort of small area, sort of confined space nailing. And you know, no problem on softwood, but hardwoods like this, you know, well, this isn't any ordinary hardwood, it's river red gum, you know, it's dried river red gum, it's very dense, very hard wood, so, but it was a test nonetheless, and it's interesting to see the results with that. But overall, you know, this tool's pretty handy if you have a need for it. Well worth considering, and I hope you guys sort of got a good idea of what these things are all about and how they work and what they do, and how they get used. So if you enjoyed the video, please thumbs up, the little thumb button somewhere down the below there, I think, the video, and subscribe to the channel for more. And also don't forget to visit our website, OnlineToolReviews.com. We've got over 200 written reviews of various tools for woodworkers and tradespeople and DIYs. And obviously now we're doing a lot more videos as well. So jump along for the ride, guys, and we'll see you on the next video.